Hi everyone, this is Francisco, and I just thought about an idea that could possibly, that's it probably, um, warm up water much rapidly. And basically, I seen something very thin, like, maybe like glass or metal, basically like a fish tank. Water will be inserted, and at the base it will have um like concrete with an upside down cone, and basically at the very bottom it would have a candle, and it will go up. Well, the heat will be forced to go upwards and channel through a zigzag all the way up and then out like a chimney. But instead of it being, you know, vertical like a tube, it will have the zigzags in order to collect as much of the heat as possible and transfer that heat into the water. Um, and I basically seen in my mind like pockets at the very top. So the heat will go up. The hotter stuff will get trapped into the little pockets throughout the zigzag thing. And I think it will help to heat water up just with a candle. Um, and I will draw something out very quickly and also post it on Instagram, and I'll share the link to this video once I upload it to YouTube. So I will design something very quickly regarding that. And then I also got an idea for people who have roofs, people who have houses. Some people, especially in the summer, for people who have swimming pools, um, basically what I seen was on top of the roof a bunch of zigzagged um, PVC um, pipes, and basically at the bottom, the pump, it will pump water up, and it will go through the zigzags, and it will just go back to the swimming pool. So what that's going to do is collect the heat from the top of the roof and transfer it to the swimming pool, and therefore it will cool your home drastically by by collecting that heat from the shingles from the top of the roof and then putting it in the swimming pool. So the swimming pool, it can get super super hot, but I think it'll be good to go swimming late at night when the sun's not out, especially when temperatures rise to, the three digits, 100 degrees and up. But obviously it would require money to do something like that. But if you people do it with PVC, um, it'll still cost money, but I don't know, you know, tests would have to be performed to evaluate if if it cools your home down, if it drops the temperature, and if it does, how many degrees, because it's either that or you people are running the AC all day long, so I don't know what would be best, either to, have some PVC pipes up there with the water and having the, the water pump, and it could also be on a timer, so it will basically flush out the water that's up there, so it will get super, super intensely hot, just by being up there. And then after like an hour or every 30 minutes, it'll flush it out and then put new water up there or something like that. Or it could do it like every 10 minutes. It could be on the timer and it can do that, or it can just run all day long. But yeah, I just felt like sharing that very quickly with everyone. I don't know if this stuff will work or if it will be worth it, because to do the water idea to cool the home down, it would require, someone that knows what they're doing to go up there and, connect all these pipes. And I don't know if it will be worth it, but if someone out there can prove that it will work, then it'll be great for people who have swimming pools or a pond or something, to basically transfer the heat that's on top of the house from, hot extreme weather, and transferring it to another spot, so basically that will happen just with the water circulating through it. The other idea with the zigzags, I think it will work. And basically a candle will produce like the black smoke, but that's why you have at the very bottom, you have concrete, an upside down cone. And the zigzag thing, once it cools down, you'll be able to remove it and like soak it in something to clean it out, periodically. Or using a solution or something like that to break up the buildup in there. And the chemical can be reused over and over and over again. But like I said, it would have to be thin. But think about it. A gallon of water, will probably fit in a thin, maybe 10 inches and like 3 feet high or higher. And if you guys can, heat up a gallon of water with just a candle, then you guys will save money in the long run. And it's all math, because what I see a lot of people doing out there is they put a candle underneath like a vial, and the flame is hitting the very bottom of it, is directed at the bottom, but then the heat just disappears. So with this, is all math. It's basically taking advantage of the most heat possible by causing the smoke, the heat, to go on in a zigzag motion until eventually it goes upwards. So, like I said, that's just my hypothesis, but I don't know if it will work. So, you people would have to test it out, see if it works. Someone would have to build like a small little prototype, and because we all know if someone tries to heat up a whole gallon with the one candle, it's just not going to work. Probably it's just going to heat it up over time, like after a few hours. But I think with the idea that I thought of with the zigzag thing and the walls being condensed, um, so the water level can rise. Basically, it'll fill that area, and like I said, it would have to be a zigzag tower, and you know, that heat is not just hitting the bottom; it's going through the zigzag, and it's basically just um, collecting as much heat as possible as it possibly can, and eventually it's going to come up. And when it does come up from the top, it's still going to be hot. But it's just an idea, um, and who knows? Maybe there could be um, something else that can generate electricity, like a little windmill at the very top. I don't know. And if it does work, then we can do this on a much larger scale and, you know, um, purify water, distill water um, more effectively. But obviously, it would require money to build it, something like this. But if it works, then it might be worth it in the long run for people, who um because I don't know how much it will cost. Like we had to create a graph, like how much it would cost to cause a gallon of water to boil with using electricity, and then maybe some other tests, um like an engine with gasoline, and to heat up some coils, to heat up the water, and then evaluating at the end of the day what costs what would be more affordable, that type of thing. So yeah, because if it works, then it will change the way that we boil water, especially for um turbine engines, because they're professional companies out there, they're burning um coal, yeah, they're burning coal, and they're burning wood, all sorts of things to heat up the water, and then it turns to vapor, and then it spins the turbines. So if something like this were to, pan out and work out and, heat up the water, because it's all math, you know, the heat is not just, vaporizing or going up into the atmosphere. It's collecting as much heat as possible with this type of formula, and it's just a pattern. So I think if there's pockets throughout the tube at the very top, the heat's going to go into those, stay in there for a little while, and then as more heat comes up, is going to go back in there, and the cool, you know, um, gases or whatever, the smoke, once it cools down, is just going to work its way up and out, as opposed to just having a zigzag tube like a chimney, and without there being any pockets, the smoke will just effortlessly just go up, right? But if there's pockets, then I'm thinking each pocket will contain a certain amount of heat temperature, which then will be converted into the water, which will cause it to boil much quicker. But that's just, like I said, that's just my hypothesis. So anyways, thank you all for watching. God bless.